Welcome back, fellow stackers. Silver Goldman here, aka Connecting Dots. Okay, today's date is Thursday, July 6, 2015, folks, and I'm going to quickly jump over a couple of headlines here just to let you all know I'm not going to have tonight's live Google Hangout, okay? Taking a little break here. I'll get into that at the end, but basically I'm looking over what's taking place in the markets, and, well, it all makes a lot of sense here, but I've got some big news. Wait till you see this. A fellow subscriber, a Spark Drive, sent me this in an email this morning, even before I had a chance to go take a look myself and do some research. Open up my email, and boom, there's a fabulous piece of information here. So you're not getting this here in various stories, because I did go take a look to see if I could find other stories on this whole topic, and couldn't find any. Regardless, the stories you're getting propagated on the news here is U.S. stocks. Well, Wall Street trims strong gains here, fueled by China relief. And you'll never guess what this relief is. That's the kicker in all of this, really. Stocks sharply off highs as China rally loses steam. I'm going to share with you a little bit about this. So it says the U.S. stocks have half gains on Thursday amid fading optimism on the jump in Chinese stocks overnight. He says it's an underlying sense that the market is getting weaker, not stronger. That's Adam Sarum, CEO of Sarum Capital. The market's been drifting lower ever since the open. A lack of bullish catalyst. And that's what I've been saying, folks. Hang tight. So he goes on to say, or someone else here should say, Art Hogan from Chief Market Strategist of Walderich Securities says the things we're concerned about, we're still concerned about. And same here. And that's why I got to take a little break, because, you know, it's that cycle I was telling you folks about here. We're stuck in that little cycle here where they're having the summit, and the Greeks, or the Prime Minister has up until the Greek Prime Minister, that is, has up until Sunday, this coming Sunday, to make up his mind if he's going to accept the latest offer by the International Monetary Fund. So at this point here, the stocks are kind of like, you know, going sideways. A little up day, but the only reason why the markets were up a little bit, you know, he says, I don't think we should have the same casual relationship, but at least for today, in a market that's oversold, having a bounce in the Asian markets is going to give us a bounce in the U.S. And that's all it is. It's because, you know what the real bounce is, or the reason why? Listen to this, folks. This is the big story here.
Government has tried to stem the decline by barring the sale of stock by company officials and people who own more than 5% of a particular company. Is that going to work?
No. So I'm not sure if you got that, but I'll play it again here, because this is the email that was sent to me this morning, and I'm like, what? China is banning stock sales by major shareholders and insiders for what? 6 months. Not a couple of days, not a week, not a month, 6 months. Houston, can you not see, folks, that there's a problem here? Come on. Maybe if they barred them from selling it for a year, 12 months, everyone would say, yeah, okay, I think maybe there's a problem. But not 6 months. Oh, man, I can't believe it. There's some people that they are so stuck in maple syrup. I'm sorry, but that's the French-Canadian in me. Maple glue, whatever you want to call it. These people just can't seem to connect the damn dots, even if you line all the dots straight up for them and, you know, made a clear path, they still can't see it. So there's a problem here. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that the Chinese government has, when they go to the extreme of banning the sales of major shareholders, these are average people that may hold more than 5% in any specific company.
The Chinese government has tried to stem the decline by barring the sale of stock by company officials and people who own more than 5% of a particular company. Is that going to work?
No, it's not going to work. Houston, folks, there's a problem. All I can see now is if I was an investor in the Chinese stock market, I'd be looking for this maybe possibly a temporary rally and jump the hell out, because I'd be afraid of what's coming next. So this is big news, and I don't think you folks should take it lightly. And I'll mention this again, that ever since June 12th of all dates too. I'm not going to get into it why, but regardless, since June 12th, there's been $3.5 trillion US dollars that has left the Chinese stock market. There's a problem here, and I hope you guys can figure out what's going on. And I have a feeling, as I said before, in 2008 when I predicted that stock market crash 6 months before the crash, I had a little bit of inside knowledge. I could tell from, not inside knowledge, but I had an intimate relationship with the construction trade here, and I've been in it for years, and I can see things weren't adding up. I have a good sense of the economy, and I can tell things weren't going well back then. And then I had an insider tip from LAPD 77. You can actually Google that word, LAPD 77, Los Angeles Police Department badge number 77. His uncle called him. He was high up in the U.S. military. He called his nephew, hey, are you still in Los Angeles as a police officer? I hope not, because they're going to crash the stock market in 6 months, in September of 2008. And he was banned. That's what happened. Anyone whose truth comes out on any of these forums or stuff, like even myself, you may have noticed my shows are being attacked. Why? Because I'm connecting the dots, even on the fraudsters. That's the best of it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you just go right down to my YouTube channel and check this stuff out. The Silver Shills and Disinformation Gang. Some of them are so ashamed of it, they've actually closed up their channels and left the letter A. Why? Because they've interviewed all the circle jerks. This is what they're there's, I don't know if you've caught on, but there's a little bit of a personal hatred out for the Silver Gold Man, and I don't care. Why? Because the one thing I've noticed is, as I speak out about the circle jerk of corruption here on YouTube, it's something I coined that phrase back in fall of 2014 or summer of 2014. I said the circle jerk of corruption is going to come down on YouTube because there's too many of us can see through this pile of poo-poo. So as you guys keep wiping off the poo-poo off your face and starting to get a better picture of it, they're running for shelter. They're scared shitless, of course. Why? Because we can connect them right up to the tops. They haven't got a single correct call on anything. Why are these people even making videos? Corbett Report telling people when Bitcoin's at $685 each per Bitcoin, telling people it's a safe haven to store your wealth. Bitcoin's dropped down to what? 230. It's barely surviving now. Those people got sucked in. Max Kaiser's part of it too. It's the big circle jerk of corruption. Max Kaiser refers to anyone who believes in chemtrails, you're a chemtard. But he's often featured on Alex Jones' show, who talks about chemtrails. Doesn't matter, like I've said, people have caught on to this. They have their yin and yang. They play both sides of the fence, and you're only going to hear this type of truth here at Connecting Dots 1, Connecting Dots 2, Connecting Dots 3, and at the Silver Gold Man, because you're not going to hear anywhere else apart from Bloomberg News, this one little article. I don't know, unless they start pumping out these stories everywhere at the 6 o'clock news, then you know your news is backing you up and giving you a real inside story. But when anything gets banned for 6 months, Houston, wake up, people, for Christ's sake. What, do I have to go down there and lead your damn hand right to the store to figure out that the candy's no longer on sale for the next 6 months? Like, come on, Jesus. Anyways, I'm going to keep holding the live Google night, these live Google Hangouts, because people appreciate this information, not just this information. They realize I can connect the dots on stuff. I've been calling the price of the crude oil dropping. I didn't want to get into it. I've been saying precious metals are dropping. I don't know. I even said that the U.S. dollar would see a spike because of all the trouble in Greece. Is it not doing that? Anyways, I hope to see you here every night except for tonight. And I also mentioned before, I have this forum here, connectingdots1.com. And on the forum, in this thread specifically, you'll see I post every live show here. The forum is free to join. You'll have to give me 24 hours at least to accept your applications. I have to go through numerous trolls trying to join in. Okay. We'll be talking about this cycle and how it's just getting worse. This crisis is not over yet, folks. And I'll connect the dots for you every night, just not tonight. Take care. See you Friday night.